Good morning, folks. Today is Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. And we got us a load of gabions. On this job, I wear many hats. I'm kind of like a foreman. I'm a dispatcher, purchase agent, truck driver, equipment operator, mechanic, a little bit of everything today, every day. Got us a load of gabions for the guys, Mark's guys. They're building the walls, doing a good job. They'll get all the rhythm down here in a day or two, I think. Get the rhythm down where all of us can work good together and productive together. You know, you get a job like this, and it's in the road, so it's not like they can just tear the road up, start working like they need to. They need to be able to. They need to be able to tear the road down, take the road, and just not have to worry about it. Well, they can't, because I have to be able to get through there at 2 o'clock every day to start putting gravel on my road. So we kind of all got to work together. Well, playing truck driver for him, because they're all locking differential. It's full-wheel drive talk for big trucks. I don't know if it helps or not. I think it keeps from tearing the road up so bad, I think, because the tires don't go from one side to the other all the time digging and pawing. If I lock it in, then it makes all four of them pull. And I think it helps. I'm telling myself that it helps. I don't know if it helps or not, but I think it does. I think it keeps from tearing the road up so bad. Okay, so we're all kind of trying to work together on this job, and it's a little trying, but I think we're going to be all right. I think we're going to get a rhythm down here, and I think we're going to be okay. So, on the way up the hill with their gabions, I got them about 3/4 of a load. I didn't load it real heavy. I'm trying to keep them loading it heavy. I'm trying to keep them tearing the road up. So I got them about 3/4 of a load. They're shooting for 5 baskets, setting 5 baskets at a time. They're going to try that and see if they can get them in. I'm really hoping they can get 10 baskets a day. That'll be 2 dig out sets. I'm really hoping they can get 10 done a day. If they can get 10 done a day, they'll have that wall done pretty quick. Then it'll hopefully give me some time to get the road built to their next wall. That way they can just keep on working and we can work too. But we'll see. Because the reason is if they work ahead of me, then it don't affect me spreading stone on my road. I can spread stone on my road anytime I want. If they're working behind me, it hurts me because I can't get by them spreading stone. So that's the dilemma. That's the whole dilemma on all this. So we're trying to help them get done quick, so that way they can get in front of us. At the same time, we need to be able to get them a road built to where they're going. Otherwise, if the weather turns off bad, then they're going to be in mud knee deep, and we're about to drag them in there with the dozer, then drag them back out, you know, every day. So we're trying to, it's really a juggle. It's really a juggle. I know, if it was easy, all the pretty girls would do it. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of get on here and explain exactly what we're doing and how we're doing it. I got stuck in the ditch right there yesterday. Come around through her in the front end, got over in that loose gravel and just pulled my front end over, and then I got my rear end over. And then I could have backed out of it, I think, but I tore up a bunch of ditch and all that, and I didn't want to do that, so I just hooked the dozer onto it, pulled the front end up out of the ditch, and we're good. We worked almost all day yesterday just getting this road tidied back up, getting all the ruts fixed in. And we got a little bit of mashing, a little bit of mashing going on here and there, but for the most part, it's holding up really good. Even some of the softer spots are starting to firm up. And right now, it's not getting really cold. It's 30 degrees, so the little bit of some of the mud that we had is starting to freeze up and lock up a little bit, but for the most part, it's pretty much done. it ain't going to freeze up. And it's not going to freeze up much this week because it's going to be in the 50s. Which is, you know, it's warmer than probably, I don't know, I think I'd rather have the cold than I would the mud. I know I would rather have the mud, cold than the mud. But warm temperatures are nice to work in, but heck on that mud's awful. Mud is awful. So, all right, let's get up a hill here and get started. Well, this is what we're up against. Gotta get this second set, or another section of road built. We got gravel. We're finally caught up on our rock right up against us. So whatever we build today, we're gonna gravel today. Now, I kind of built all this already. Pulled the ditch line out, throwed it in the road, and it's built. It's never been rolled in or anything. So it's got some mud on it that we got to get addressed this morning and get some culverts put in. We got to put a culvert in right here, and we got to put another one in, I think up there around them two poplars. We've got a little gas line crosses right here, and I think that gas line actually goes to the tower. Pretty confident that's where it goes. Hoping this one here will just dig out. What I'm hoping for. I'm gonna try to, because they've got the hammer down there. This we gotta Tennessee. Oh shoot, transmission, dummy. CNG. I bet that's probably one of the first diversifies back in the day. Then it went to diversify. Of course, now it's all BH Energy. All right, she's buried right there. And this is going to be a bear. Got to get a ditch down through here. I hate to have to make them boys dig it by hand. And this here's got to come off, or this is probably going to raise this up. That way we don't have to fool with it too much. I ain't going to cut in here a bunch. I'd say she's probably a metal line. I'm wondering if that ain't really where she's at. Who knows how? I bet she's not very deep anymore. He probably runs down through air to one of them gas wells yonder somewhere. I think that feeds a generator is what that does. They got a generator back here on the tower. And that's going in the general direction. Well, ain't nothing to it but do it, I guess. Nothing to it but do it. We'll get us some fuel brought down in here. They're bringing that fuel from the Oaks down there, cleaning my windows for me. Such a sweetheart. Such a sweetheart. Got to get her dressed up a little bit, I guess, and hopefully get some rock on her. I'm going to peel some of this edge right here off and fold it down in there and regrade it. We'll just get us a bunch of fuel and bring it in here. This is supposed to be a land bridge. Or a bridge. Well, daggone. We need to get this here done all the way up to that next curb is where we need to be today. That way we got plenty of area laid down for some rock. It'll be about 400 feet. This here's all rock. I peeled all this out of there and throwed it in here. Now we just got to cap it and it'll be pretty solid. It's pretty solid now. I think there's another culvert that goes in right here. And then there's another one that goes up in that curve. I don't know. Let's see. Let's look over the hill here. That I'd say there probably was one right in here. Or needs to be one. That up there looks pretty good. That really ain't that bad. That's not a long run. It might be up there at that next place right here. Might be where that next one goes. It might be trying to keep it from overloading it, maybe. I'd say it's probably because of that drop down. That's the reason why they want it in there. We'll look. Now right there, about to be hammered out a little bit, ain't it? A little bit low. Not too awful bad, but a little bit. I might be able to peel it out now after it's rained on it. I don't know what that does to it, but whatever. This up through here don't look too awful bad. I'd say that's why they want that draw. That draw comes there and drops in. They probably want a culvert here. I can't really tell if this is where much has come across through here over the years or not. I have to look on my plans. Kind of looks like that's where there used to be some water run off. We'll put them one in here, I guess. And then we got one up there in that curve. And that'll probably do us for the day. We can get gravel on what we got and ditch matting in what we got and get past this one pipeline. All right, let's go get it. There you go. And I'll let you watch Oak load Dylan out for a while. You see what he's doing is we got to cut all this back where this heel slipped, and we may end up having to hammer that right in front of his bucket. We may have to take that, cut that off a little bit. But what he's doing, he's pulling all that good shale dry material out, and he's loading it out, and he's going to carry it down the road there where we're trying to build the road up. A couple places there we had some pretty good dips in it we needed to fix, and some other stuff in it. So he's pulling all that out there. I worked while they were eating, and now they're going to work while I was getting me a bite. But trying to stay on task, trying to stay moving. We got a lot of work left to do, and we can't have downtime. We got to work. So instead of putting the additional pressure on them, I put it on myself, as I typically do. I need to get this water stopped. We got a little bit of water coming down. What it is, there's a water break out back here, and I think I'm gonna grab me a shovel real quick. I think I can just take a shovel and open it up without having to take a machine to do it. But get that water stopped from coming down in here, and then get this dried up. But that's basically what he's doing right now, is he's peeling everything off that heel. Anything that's loose has got to come off. It's got to come off because that's what it says to do in a plan. But most importantly, that's the sensible thing to do. If anything's going to fall off, take it off there right now. While we're here, we could use the material anyway. And he's doing a pretty good job. He's staying pretty fast. I don't think he can load. I don't think I can load much faster than he can. So it's helping me out, giving me a break for a minute, let me do some mindset. But he's got him a load now. He's getting ready to pull out. Dillinger's got to spit before he pulls out. Now while he's gone, he's going to go ahead and start raking him up a big pile. He's going to sift through. He's probably got a pile of rocks right there, because any of the big rocks, we can't use them in road grading. So he's just going to throw them off to that side right there. We're allowed to throw rock over the edge. We're not allowed to throw dirt by environmentalists. But I'll probably end up hammering that corner. I don't really want to. That's going to take some time. But I'll probably go ahead and hammer that corner out, and whatever it's big pieces, I'll use it, and I'll throw it in that lower side on the left there. And I'll kind of straighten that. I don't know if you guys can see my hands or not, but I'm going to straighten some of that curve out. Yeah, he's going to pull forward. Well, they getting anything done? Oh yeah. I got that water stopped. Quite a bit of material in here, huh? Probably have to hammer a little bit in this corner. Might be able to pull it out. I think this was one of the ones we were worried the most about. I think this was the one we talked the most about, worried about. It might have been the other slit, having to hammer it back. I don't remember now. Trying to save some money. I think it saves about 11 grand a month if we don't have to rent a 350 excavator and a hammer. Which he's having to rent a hammer and a hoe right now anyway, because his hammer is junk. I shouldn't say it like that. It's not junk. It's just, it was wore out and parts are obsolete. You can't even get parts for it now, they said. So they're going to go ahead and fix what was wrong with it, because they got the parts for that. And then they said basically is whenever it's junk. It's whenever it junks out next, it's done. You just use it for a boat anchor. And I think he's buying this other hammer we're using. They had just rebuilt that hammer. Usually you don't buy used hammers. Usually you buy new hammers, but they had just rebuilt it. And I think it's like half. A brand new hammer is almost $60,000 for a brand new 5,000 pound hydraulic breaker. And I think he's getting this one for $25,000. Plus, I think he's getting credit for his rental. His rental's like $6 grand a month rental. So, I guess it's a pretty good deal. If we was going to use one every day, then I'd probably buy a brand new one. But we may use it on this job till February, and it may go back to the shop, and it might lay at the shop for 4 months, 5 months before we need it again. Them little 130s are nice hoes. My next purchase is a 210 hoe. I like to have a 210. You take a 210 like right now, about 6-7 swarps and you're done. You got a track truck loaded. That thing right there takes a little bit more time, which I'm a little bit easier on my stuff than what most people are. Like Oak, he's not ram bam and banging around. I'm probably harder on the machinery than they are, and that's what I want. I don't want my guys beating and banging on my stuff, because this stuff's got to last. And like I tell everybody all the time, you know, boys, I hope everybody stays for me and works for me. But chances is my equipment's going to outlast and be here longer than what they are. You know, I hope they're here forever. But with the way things has been in the last year, I don't look for them. I don't look for them to quit. I've never seen any hindsight of them wanting to quit or anything. And I try to progress their pay well to where they feel like they're not on a dead end. They're not, you know, at the end of everything, at the end of the rope. So I try to keep everything going that way to make them not want to quit. But, you know, some people are like butterflies. They just come and go, come and go. All right. I think maybe I'm gonna put you guys on some time lapse.
Roll on. Got the video. Things we do for our job.
All right. Alright, we're tailgating stone today, again this evening. It's right at about 35 minutes, 32 to 35 minutes to make a round. Having some issues with my stone size. I ordered number ones because of the soil consistency and the timing of the year with moisture levels being high, and meaning that when it rains on the dirt, it don't dry out ever. It just keeps getting wetter and wetter and wetter. So I bumped it from a size 2, which is what I usually use on a raw land development road, to a size 1. Size 1's a little bit bigger than a 2, obviously. The 1s will lock in and bridge better with a top coat of crusher run. It'll create like a lockout, like a bridge. So it works out great in these kind of soil consistencies with this sandy soil and just overall what we're up against. It's a fit-all. It's a good fit-all for this. Well, we start out good. Then now we're getting, in our 1s, we're getting a lot of mixture. And the mixture's okay. I don't mind having some 2s and a handful of 4s every now and then in my number 1s, because it locks it together a little bit better and lets you bridge them together, and it does good. What I don't want is more 4s and even some 57s and a little bit of 2s and no 1s in my 1s. That's what I'm getting. Getting a little bit of 2s, a whole lot of 4s, and a little bit of 57s in my 1s. It's very aggravating, because here's what happens. Tailgate a load of stone. I back across it. It mashes down. Alright, no big deal. Back drag it, re-roll it, ready for capstone, which is our crusher run. When I go up through there and I'm tailgating my crusher run, and I look back to my mirror, or even my back glass every now and then, I can see dirt in my tracks. So whatever I just laid down on top is useless. Because you can't put crusher run on top of dirt. It will not work. I don't care who tells you it will not work. Unless it's actual just rock. Like you're just putting it on top of slag or slate or just shale, something like that. It will work. But if you've got dirt, it will not work. So then what do? Well, if you're lucky, you put your crusher run on thick enough that it'll still bridge off. If you're lucky. I'm not very lucky. It makes a mud hole. So then you got a strip, say 20 feet long, that done that. So then you got to go back and try to patch it with a load of, you guessed it, number 1s. Then you got to go back over and patch it again with, you guessed it, crusher run. So what have you done? You're having to do the work twice and get paid for it once. I love working, and I even love doing the same thing, because I usually get pretty good at it if I keep doing it again and again and again. What I don't like to do is do the same thing 2 or 3 times and only get paid for it once. So we had a come to Jesus meeting once again with the gravel yard that's bringing me my stone. This is the 4th or the 5th time. Then I even got my boss involved and made him call them. So we're really hoping that we get it fixed this time. But I'm not being over dramatic. You can look at my surge pile and see a major difference. That there's a major difference in the stone they're bringing me now in the last few weeks than what they brought me back in November. You can obviously visually look at it and see that's a big difference. So basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to explain this to people who may not know when you build a road what you got to have and what you got to do and what you can't have and can't do. And this is definitely what you can't do. So let's get at it.